Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is EonShiKeno. This is game number 2 in a best of 3 series between Xlord as our blue Zerg player in the bottom left part of the map versus Rine, our red Protoss player on the top right part of the map on Zelmager Caverns. Last game we saw Rine go for a wall-in just to delay the Zerg expansion with the 1 photon cannon behind it into a 1 base all-in play against Xlord, and it seemed to work out fairly well. Xlord went for roaches to take down that wall, and the Protoss player Rine went for really heavy immortals. Got 3 immortals pushed out with that 1 attack upgrade, and it was pretty deadly. Xlord just didn't have enough Hydra to deal with the units, and his army composition just wasn't enough. But Xlord, let's see if he can get a win back on his opponent. And he's going to go for a 15 hatchery, more than likely seeing that, and Rine isn't even going to bother blocking it. Okay. He's just scouting here with the probe on patrol. Could have easily delayed that, but I guess he has better things to do. Gas going down, so looks like Rine going to have a pretty standard opening this time, as opposed to last game. And going for this pylon right here, this front wall off with that pylon. Why is he putting a 7 next to there? Okay. I don't like Rine's wall off position that he's using with these buildings. I think it's not optimal. Is that a politically correct way of saying bad? But anyway, Xlord getting some drones, 4 Zerglings coming out, getting that queen, just now getting his gas. Doesn't really need to get gas that early. Actually, you can't really afford to get gas that early if you want to go for heavy economy production with the 2nd hatchery. You just want to make as many drones as possible, and you need the minerals to do that. Gas really not going to be that helpful, but getting this going to get enough probably for that metabolic boost, and we'll see him push out here pretty soon. And this Overlord might actually get sniped if Rine can get there fast enough, but no, it looks like he's going to sneak away. And Rine even snagging some gold minerals on his trip back to base. So 2 Zerglings going to come up here, do some scouting, and even looking for proxy positions. You can see here on the mini-map where Xlord has scouted over here on the left side of the mini-map, and all down here on the right, just looking, doing really good due diligence, just looking for any type of proxy pylon. Really undervalued skill, I would say. I can't even count the number of games I've lost just because I didn't scout as well as I should have, and I thought he was going to do something, and then he changed it, and I countered what he was going to do instead of continuing to scout. And just really important skill to have. Rine just poking and prodding with this Stalker. Doesn't really have anything to worry about until metabolic boost finishes, which is going to be a little bit at this point. Warp Gate coming out, 1 gateway with the Sentry, and what do we got here? 2 gateways, so 3 gateways up so far. Chrono boosting some more probes. Check that saturation, pretty good saturation so far. So now with the 2 Stalkers, he's doing a pretty good job of microing them, not letting them lose any hull damage. And he's going to maybe come in here and push and do some harassing, but as soon as that metabolic boost finishes, those Stalkers are as good as dead. And even going to pick off a drone. Wow, very nice. So got 3 kills so far with those 2 Stalkers. So that little bit of aggression was really nice. Ended up killing probably about 100 minerals worth of units, I can think. Yep, actually 100 minerals worth of units. 3 units lost, 2 Zerglings, 1 drone. Roach Warren getting placed and teching up to hatchery, or actually teching up to lair. 2 queens out, hasn't got any creep tumors yet. Unfortunately, up to 2 gas. He's got no more gas here at his main. And what do we got here? Is this going to be just a 3 base push? He's pushing out a probe. No, he's probably going to put down an expansion. And yep, going to put down an expansion then, more than likely. Zergling from Xlord going to come out here and do some poking into the base. He's going to see this expansion and say, okay, cool. My opponent's throwing up expansion, and ooh, almost close there for a second. My opponent's throwing up an expansion. I think right now Xlord would be wise to throw down his own expansion. Just considering if your opponent throws down an expansion and you see this many sentries, they're not going to be attacking you anytime soon. So Xlord is actually going to go take down these destructible rocks and work on, hopefully he's going to throw down an expansion. I think that's the smart thing to do. Evolution Chamber. And Roach Warren getting that Roach speed upgrade. So we might see Xlord just go for like mass roaches this game. Hopefully they'll get that Burrow and Tunnel and Claws upgrade. Rine getting Hallucination. Ooh, this will be cool. I haven't seen some fun hallucination play ever. I really think, I just want to see like a game where somebody uses hallucination, makes like, I don't know, 5 immortals or something with hallucination, and they like tech switch into something, or I don't know. I just want to see a replay of somebody like completely changing causing their opponents to change their tech based on something they see that's hallucinated. I think that'd be pretty cool. But a lot of these players are really high level, so I think it'd just be like super. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. Xlord is really doing a good job of scouting. He's got good overlord placement, just kind of hanging out over here, pushing one over here to the right side of the base, and one on the left side of this base, just to keep an eye out for any type of I don't know, warp prisms or anything like that. Rine getting one attack upgrade on those weapons, getting all 4 of his geysers going, and still is building up the energy on those sentries. So those sentries are going to have so many force fields whenever he actually does decide to push out. And we'll probably see him throw down some extra warp gates if he's going to go for this 2 base warp, like 6 gateway play. Or is he going to throw down a robo? We're going to see here in a second. He's got this probe just hanging out. Oh, actually going to go for double starport. Okay, this is interesting. Now, interesting. So, I'm kind of surprised to see what he's going to go with here. If he's going to make Void Rays or if he's going to make Phoenixes. Now, his opponent doesn't have much AA. He's going to go Spire, but that Spire is going to get shut down pretty fast if he does go Phoenixes. Xlord has no AA to deal with that, even getting the 1 air upgrade for those units. So we'll probably see Phoenixes come out, and especially Phoenixes as soon as he sees that Spire. So Xlord is probably going to have to tech switch into some Hydra, I think, if he wants to deal with this, or maybe... Yeah, I think it's going to have to be Hydra. So hallucinating some Phoenixes just to allow him to do some scouting. He really has to stay back in his base to defend against any type of Zergling run by. Even walling off the left side of his base here, pretty smart play. But Ryan is going to get a full idea about what's going on and see what he saw. So he did see that Spire. And he's actually going to see the 2nd evolution chamber. 1 attack upgrade for Xlord, so doing pretty well in those upgrades. But I think Ryan is doing just a little bit better. Even getting the armor attack upgrade, or the armor upgrade for those ground units. And yep, we got those Phoenixes coming out. So, oh, actually he's making Corruptors. Okay, now what he's throwing out? 2 Robo facilities. What? Okay, Ryan definitely can't support that many production buildings, so we'll probably see him stop Phoenix production and maybe go Immortal to deal with these mass number of roaches. He's seen quite a few roaches, and that's probably what he's going for. He's just going to make those 4 or 5 Phoenixes. I think he made 4 of them. I'm going to check the unit tab. Okay, he's only got 2 out, so definitely didn't need to make 2 starports, 2 stargates to make 2 Phoenixes. Xlord making some Corruptors. Corruptors do very well against Phoenixes. So we'll see if he's going to make any more Corruptors, or if he's going to just sit back and not kind of over commit to countering those Phoenixes. So let's check the food count. 110 food for Xlord and 108 for Ryan. Both very, very close on food. And ooh, is Xlord actually going to push out into this? Oh, he does not want to push. He does not have enough. He's going to get completely murdered if he fights this. Yes, fallback Xlord. Oh wow, he's got more. Is he going to make Broodlords? Okay, he's upgrading to Hive, but he's got a long way to go before he gets to Hive, and then even longer until he gets to that Greater Spire. Xlord, you do not want to fight this. Trust me. Fall back. Okay, I think he's falling back. And yep, there we got some Immortals coming out. So I guess he was just really worried about those Phoenixes. So he got so many Corruptors. Definitely has way too many Corruptors. So Ryan's tech switch actually did force his opponent to make all those extra Corruptors that he does not need. Those things will, of course, be able to do corruption on units, but they won't be able to do much damage after those 2 Phoenixes are dead. And where are those Phoenixes even at? Does he still have those? Yep, he's still got them hanging over here in the back of the base, just being a little bit safer. Throwing out some more Warp Gates. Those are probably for Zealots and Stalkers to push out. And he's actually going to snag some kills right there. He does have Burrow. Tunneling Claws upgrade, is that finished? I think that is actually finished too. And pushing out, hallucinating some Archons. I don't really think that's going to fool anybody. But Force Fields, actually, wow, he's going to survive. Oh, he's barely going to get away. Does he have an Observer? He must. Yep, there's the Observer. He was shooting those roaches. But that Burrow and Tunneling Claws did manage to save those units from that Force Field attack. Hallucinated Archons, get in there and kick some ass, dudes. Come on, get up there, get up in the front, take that damage. It's pushing out 1-on-1 upgrades for a Protoss player, 0-1 upgrades for Xlord. On the creep, Xlord really just needs to have some type of better unit combination, because these stalkers and immortals with sentries are just going to crush those roaches. So pushing up, more zerglings coming out. 10 roaches. That greater spire is finally about halfway finished, and kind of a two-way attack going on here. Roaches at the top, roaches zerglings at the bottom. Those immortals really need to be picked off. There's nothing between them and the roaches, so you can just easily right click on each of those, rally them up to kill. More roaches being reinforced. 18 more zerglings, 2 more immortals. That greater spire is really just, oh my gosh, so close. He really needs to get those corruptors into broodlords, and Xlord may be able to hold this off. As soon as those zerglings come out, 22 zerglings now, and it looks like Rine is going to have to fall back. And this, that holding that fight off just may buy him enough time to get broodlords. And as soon as he gets broodlords, it's really going to come down to Rine to have to get Blink to deal with that. More immortals coming out, and those things are going to suck against broodlords. And Xlord at this point, really, as soon as he gets these broodlords, just really needs to mass like roaches and zerglings and just go out and just crush his opponent with the mass number of broodlords he's going to have here. But Xlord came really close to losing right there to that 2-base play, because he did, of course, make way too many corruptors than he needed, and he wasted a lot of money on these corruptors that really didn't turn out to be valuable until right about now, when these broodlords did finally pop up. So got some phoenixes. Those phoenixes are back on the game. He's going to push down here with 5 immortals? 5 immortals. He's probably going to be able to take out this, but oh no, he's got no sentries. 0 sentries for Rine, and so we're not going to see any force fields. Phoenix is going to try and kill those broodlords, but that's going to take forever. And broodlings and roaches just going to take out everything. Those zealots are not nearly big enough meat shield. And the number of roaches and broodlords he's got, Rine is just going to have to keep falling back and try and pick off the roaches. But oh my gosh, those broodlords kill so much damage. Falling back, he's going to kill one. Finally gets one broodlord, but shit, there's 5 more left. And yeah, Xlord, I think, has this game in the bag. Rine actually putting up another base, but he's going to lose everything to this push. And this immortal turning around to fight, you know, saying, go, go, guys, go. So many zerglings just getting around, picking off all those immortals. And Rine really in trouble. He's even making more immortals, so he's still got like 5 immortals out. Void Rays coming up. Void Rays would be actually very helpful in this matchup, but actually he's got more corruptors out, so scratch that. Corruptors will be able to deal with those Void Rays fairly well. And Xlord, as soon as he takes up this expansion, we'll probably see Rine GG. Those Void Rays are pretty nice, but Corruptors will, you know, pretty much wreck those, dealing 14 damage to them, of course, and especially if they corrupt them. Void Rays are pretty good against Broodlords, though, of course, considering they do deal bonus damage to Armored 11, and of course they're flying Broodlords. Don't forget flying this Rine. Gonna try and get an expansion up here. Okay, kind of surprised Xlord is turning back. Maybe he's just waiting for some more units to come out. He had 10 more roaches, 5 more corruptors, so he's probably playing it safe, getting up to a maxed army before he's going to go out and go for a push. But Rine going aggressive now. Okay, I don't agree with this, Rine. You just got slaughtered, and now you're coming back for more. Oh wow, look at all those corruptors, just going to smoke them. And there we got it. Rine, GG's, he knows he's crushed. So there's game number 2. We're at 1-1 for both of our players, so moving on to game number 3.